Welcome back, everybody. As promised, you are tuned into the Now Morning Show right here on TTT. And as promised, I am joined here by Sister Arlene Drenage, and I am also joined here by who is the manager of St. Dominic's Children's Home. I'm also joined here by Petra Ramsubak, who is a clinical psychologist, and we are speaking about sisters can cook. Now, when it comes to food and anything food related, I get excited because that is an industry that is near and dear to my heart.
Right.
And now we are speaking about this initiative that you have, which is your fifth edition.
And it's our fifth installation
Right.
edition. And the thing is, because we at St. Dominic's Children's Home, we are moving from the institution, which has been in existence for almost 150 years. In 2 years' time, 150th anniversary. We are moving from just the residential care bit because over the years, people know us as St. Dominic as the Belmont Orphanage, as the original. And then St. Dominic's Children's Home.
Right.
But people still have a sense that people still believe that we treat with orphans. But we have absolutely no orphans in our care.
Okay.
We deal with children who have families, children who are socially displaced.
Right.
And so our thrust now really is to work not just with the child, but with the family. And so this year's installation of Sisters Can Cook, number 5, really we want to encourage families to come out to support this event in the spirit of that shift to working not just with the child, but the child's family system.
Okay.
So Sisters Can Cook 5 is a special edition because it's really focusing on the family. So we're inviting corporate citizens, we're inviting families, communities to come out in their numbers. Buy tickets not by the 1s and 2s, by the 5s and 10s, right?
Well, I want to speak to Petra a little bit because you says geared toward families, and from a psychological standpoint, what is the benefit of focusing on the entire family versus just focusing on the child, the affected child?
Okay, so most of our kids would have come from really traumatic backgrounds, and so anybody who has felt the need to feel safe, usually what you might do is you might build a fence around you. You'll build up things. So we see the family as the wraparound, the fence that's going to help support any interventions that we do at St. Dominic's. So there's been a gap that's been happening that we recognize we need in transitioning out of care, out of residential care, back into the system. The families need to be empowered. They need to understand, okay, this is what happened. This is how we can give you some strategies. So we've, what we would like to implement and what we started implementing, we have developmental programs, so teaching them life skills and getting the families to see some of those and how to help the kid to best integrate back in their homes.
Wow. I could only imagine, and that's something that, of course, would bring about positive results because, sometimes it just needs support, and not just support for, as you were saying, it's support for the family because although the traumatic experience may have happened to one or more members of the family, it affects the entire family to some degree.
And it does really take a village because that support, one of the words that we keep talking over and over again is that word collaboration and partnerships because we realize that we have to do it together. We have been over the years been very fortunate to get a subvention from the government to run our day-to-day program, our residential program. But we have found as we're now moving into this work with the family, we've established this space, our Veritas Center, from which we hope to do this kind of work, working with the child and with the family. But we need money, that's one. But we also need other kinds of supports because, as I say, the mental health issue, for example, which is Petra's area, we realize that our children are coping. They're cutting themselves. We're talking about mental health issues, depression, anxieties, things long ago you would never have associated with the children and young people.
And now you're seeing it more and more.
More and more.
Sometimes it raises the question, a little off topic a little bit, but it raises the question about the effect of social media and their access to certain information, access to influences. So there's a lot to be said as pertains to that. And of course, this event that you're hosting is
it's to support the growth of our ministry to children and families. So the Sisters Can Cook, as I say, it's really about families, and so we're inviting communities to support. We're trying to develop a behavioral wellness program. We want to do family outreach, but again, it can't be just St. Dominic's. It has to be corporate. It has to be private citizens. It has to be other NGOs. So the Veritas Center at St. Dominic's Children's Home is sort of the space from which, the engine room from which we want all of these activities to flow. So this fundraiser is really to support that. We know we're thankful we have this subvention from the government, but we know we can't depend on the government for everything.
For everything, right.
And so this really has to be corporate and private citizens supporting this new thrust.
And partnering.
This critical thrust.
And
partnering and
because
collaboration.
there's power in partnership.
Right. And so we need the psychologists, we need the social workers, we need the ministers of religion, we need the people who can do career development. You know, as Veritas, we have a space for vocational development. So it's all of these pieces that need to come together to provide the family and the family system with what they need to support and to nurture their children. And
Most
that's what this
definitely.
is about.
And Petra, I would like you to weigh in a little bit because she said two very important words there, support and nurture. And again, from a psychological standpoint, what are some of the common things that you see are needed by, you know, the children you support, the families you support as well?
Okay, so there's a need for a sense of belonging, especially the kids that are displaced and sent to the homes. They want to go back to family.
Yeah.
And so that's one of our biggest things, as well as we have, like Sister was saying, we have a lot of our kids who suffer with psychiatric conditions. And so it's a sense of understanding, both
Right.
for the family as well as the community at large. Because when you see these kids go back and they're trying to get jobs, or it's for them to be able to successfully adapt socially. That's the aim of the whole behavioral wellness program.
And overcome the trauma that they had experienced in the past and stuff. So just before we close off, what's the date of this event?
So this is
Venue?
on
Okay.
the 18th of May. It's going to be held at Holy Name Convent, on the Holy Name Convent campus there. Lots of wonderful food, lots of good company. Bring your children, bring your
Live
friends, bring lots of good entertainment.
Right.
We're going to be there. Petra, are you preparing a dish, Petra?
Sure.
Okay, so and you
Thank
wouldn't want
you
to
for you
miss
on the
that.
spot there a
You
little
wouldn't
bit.
want to miss that.
And,
You wouldn't want to miss Petra's
That
cooking.
is from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yes.
Dinner is served from 5 to 8. There'll be live entertainment, no alcoholic, cash bar available.
Safe parking.
And so many secured parking,
Yeah.
of course, you know, and
What
that's a
more
big
can you
deal
ask
as
for?
well.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much, Sister.
Are we going to see you there?
With this on the 18th,
Yes.
as long as I don't have to work, I will be there. As long as I don't have to work.
Okay.
All right. I want to thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well.
Sister, and Petra, I
you.
want to thank you so much for being here this morning and sharing. And wish you all the best for that event because
Thank
you're
you.
Thank
supporting
you.
many families and
Yeah.
doing a lot of positive things.